Hi Hi everyone. Good morning. Happy Monday, 3rd of October 2022. Hope you're all well. Still getting my head around the fact we're in October already. But hope you're doing well. Good news being that Mercury is now going direct, and therefore things that may have bothered you through Mercury retrograde, such as communication, problems with tech, anything like that. Things just been a bit slower because we're in that review period. They're starting to come to an end now. And I say starting because we're still in a little bit of the shadow of Mercury retrograde for a few days. So it still feels like a bit of a time to do some reflection. There's a lot of new energy coming in for October. October is very much about transformation, bringing in more light, really going with your intuition, really finally letting go of things that you've been trying to let go of all year. It's we're moving into that last quarter, aren't we, of 2022 as well, so it makes sense. Lots of breakthroughs coming as well in October for many of you, which is good. But for this week, so as I said, the energies are still a little bit reflective because we're still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So it maybe will be, we're not quite getting that oomph, that instant breakthrough this week immediately, but it will come. There's also a lot of celebration this week, so I do feel that there will be breakthroughs, there will be ahas, there'll be moments of, oh my goodness, look what I've achieved. Because that's the other thing. Sometimes we don't give ourselves credit for what we've done already. Okay, so let's bring in my guides and we'll see what they want to share with you. And of course, as you know, the purpose of this is to give you a heads up as to what the energies are going to be like this week, so you can navigate them, so that you can use them to your advantage if needs be. There's no point fighting them, so that you can understand if something is perhaps turning out in a different way. It might be because of the energies. Okay, so that's why I do it, and to give you a taste as well of my channeling and what comes through, and knowing that you too could have a session with me where I can channel guidance for you, which is much more specific. And if that's something you're interested in, do get in touch, because there's various packages I have to help you that way. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, so just bringing in my guides here. Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here today. We're starting really, aren't we, or you are, the autumn in the southern hemisphere, and the spring in the northern hemisphere, sorry, and spring in the southern hemisphere. So definite change of seasons happening. For those of you in the northern hemisphere, it's it's the season of letting go, of allowing. Even though it's a season of letting go, it's also a season of allowing. So if you let go of something, then something better will take its place, as long as that thing is something that wasn't serving you. All right, so as Owen said, you're still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. So things may still feel a little bit slow. You might still be reviewing something you're not happy with, or trying to make decisions over something. Again, just take your time, because it's important to get this right. It may be helpful to try and look at things from a different perspective if you can. We feel like you will have so when we say take your time, just to backtrack, we don't mean you need to overthink and overthink. What we mean is, if you can't get the answer or the guidance or the information you're seeking immediately, just leave it and come back to it, because we do feel the more you trust, the more you go with your intuition, the more you let the answer appear, if you like, the more likely you are to get a breakthrough. So just trying a different way of coming up with a solution would be good. So if there's anything you're really struggling on, take a break from it. Maybe the way you're trying to work through it is not working and you need a different perspective, okay? So that's something you can try. It's very much an aha moment coming in for you, most of you this week, and a feeling of, why didn't I realize that before? But that's absolutely fine. Okay, it's all part of the learning process. And then for lots of you, you're coming to the end of a cycle where you maybe have been learning or studying, or maybe it's just a project you've been working on and it's coming to the end, and you suddenly realize, how far you've come, how much you've achieved. It feels like there's a lot of recognition here, job well done, or if it's not in your career or business, in your personal life, somebody thanking you. Not that you're necessarily looking for that thanks, but it's always nice to feel appreciated. So there's a few moments this week where you can feel gratitude, and you ought to, for yourselves and for how well you're doing, because you are all doing really well, right? The world is a bit chaotic at the moment, so the more you can just tune into yourself, your own discernment and your own way forward, the easier it will be to navigate everything else that's going on, so that you're not taking on the troubles of the world and everybody else's troubles. That's not to be selfish. That's just, the more that you can work on yourself, what it is you want, and bring and come from a place of love for yourself and for others, the more that will ripple out into the world. All right, so still a little bit of a reflective week, and just trying to work a solution, but maybe in a different way. And then some of you as well coming to the end of something and being praised, or somebody's thanking you, or you yourself are just really pleased with the outcome. So we hope that helps you. All right, it sounds like a week of breakthroughs to us, although it might not be sort of in the next couple of days, more towards the end of the week. All right, so we wish you well. Okay, so the other thing is, we are moving fast in the ascension process, so that might also, the wisdom there might also relate to your own progress in something you're trying to heal or learn in your spiritual life as well. So that could be relevant to that as well. So just go with the flow is my advice, if you can. And if you are struggling with something, just take a step back. I mean, I know the more I try to work something out sometimes, the more frustrated I get. So it's better to take a step back and come back to it again, or look at it from a different way. And as I said earlier, if you need any help, you know where I am. There's various ways in which I can help you. Don't need to struggle on your own. All right, so I wish you all a wonderful week ahead.